Welcome to the midweek edition of Wake Up Nigeria. Now, as you prep for the day's activity, it's important to know that with a positive attitude, there are really no limits.
Yes, and that's why we come to you with the right type of message to brighten up your day early, bright and early every single morning.
I wanted to sing this song.
What?
Good morning, my neighbor.
Eh? How are you doing?
Hey.
Are you doing okay?
See that man has already started now giving us beats.
Wow. Tope is drumming in the kitchen there.
Yeah, that's
feel the energy.
Good morning, my neighbors.
This your hair, It's causing many wahala online.
Wow, really?
Too much.
Are you serious?
Anyways, it's going to be a wonderful midweek show, so we
Definitely
advise
is
you.
going to be.
Yeah. So we advise you to stay with us for a great show. My name is Mike Mexican.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinso. Now, if you have to move away from your screen, just stream with us. That's at tvcentertainment.tv and, of course, on Facebook Live at TVC Connect.
You can send in comments. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC on social media.
And if you haven't downloaded our app, I have no idea what you're waiting for. Just make sure you go to the Android or iOS store. And, well, hey, once you have that app on your mobile devices, you can watch us and so many other great TVC shows from anywhere in the world.
So, Wednesday morning, let's kick off with Heat of the Show with, you know how we do it.
For our first musical performance, we have Afro hip-hop artist Page coming with that indigenous rap style.
H Baba. And then moving on from that, we have home makeover today. Mestura Shitu will be here again to talk about useful tips to help us transform our dining room into something beautiful.
Yes, sir. And then we also have another musical performance. Believe it or not, we'll be having some dancehall, some R&B with this dancehall and R&B artist, Olabode VG.
And then on health, we're still talking about bone health with Dr. Lawson. But this time our focus is on adults and their bones. Wow.
It's all about legs now.
Yeah, leg goals. Oh, wow.
Then you need to join us as we take you around the world in 180 seconds. We'll be visiting one of the most beautiful safari parks in the world in Malawi.
I want to travel. On relationship today, certified coach Aremo Olalekan will be joining us to talk about our blind date, and you get to see what happened, eh? You don't want to miss this one today.
Then we have two award-winning gospel artists. We have Tope Alabi and Mike Abdul joining us today. They're going to be talking about their music genre and the business side of it all.
I always like asking about business.
Oh, goodness. I'm already in the spirit, people. I'm already in the spirit.
There was this it wasn't a comparison, but a comedian.
Yeah.
I think it was Teju Babyface.
Oh, okay.
He said something. He said, different, in entertainment can be something very funny. So as a comedian, you can't go and crack a joke you've cracked somewhere, another place. They're just looking at you somehow and say, oh God, don't you have new jokes?
Okay.
But as a gospel artist, or a musician, let's say now she releases a new song, something like, and then she goes to sing that new song. People be like, Auntie, you've not yet started.
You want to
we want that one. We want that one. So no, he was just trying to look at, he was just juxtaposing and looking at but like, look, your own this thing, they'll be asking you if you try new things, they'll tell you we want that one.
That old one.
The one that made us, but yeah.
There's some artists like that have some classics that it's hard to imagine them not singing those same songs. People like Genie. If Genie doesn't sing that, you know the song I'm talking about.
Genie,
you know the song I'm talking about.
I don't know why we went to Genie.
I went to Genie because his song, now.
Genie needs to.
You could say like Two-Face. Then you say a Two-Face not performing African Queen.
Okay, because
I
understand what she's saying. So I know what she's saying because Genie, we've not heard, he hasn't done too much after that.
Genie has a story, and eventually he'll come on the show and tell it. there was something that happened, something really major that happened.
He had an
talk about
accident.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we know.
But
Yeah.
okay, let me give you another example. Someone like Tosin Martins with Olomi.
But that's the only one.
That's not the only one. There's some amazing
like what you're
songs.
saying now is very applicable to an artist who has so many songs and comes to perform. And he now doesn't perform a song that is like a hit.
A hit.
Yes.
Okay, we'll continue this.
They have albums.
We'll continue this, but let's head over to the news now. Ibrahim is on standby.
Welcome to the news. We begin with a report that Koron Gilom, a community in Chibok local government area of Borno State, was under attack by suspected Boko Haram insurgents. TVC News gathered that the attackers came into the community around 6 p.m., shooting sporadically and setting many houses on fire. Troops from the Nigerian Army's 28th Task Force Brigade and 117th Battalion, both headquartered in Chibok, were dispatched immediately to Koron Gilom. But the residents of the community hid in nearby bushes for safety. Koron Gilom is about 5 kilometers to Chibok, the community where over 200 schoolgirls were abducted from their school hostel on the 14th of April 2014. It's exactly 2 years after the abduction of Leah Sharibu from the government girls' secondary school in Dapchi, Yobe State, and President Muhammad Buhari says the federal government is redoubling its efforts towards securing her freedom and that of other children in captivity. In a statement, President Buhari regrets that she remains in the custody of Boko Haram terrorists because she refused to renounce her Christian faith. He states that Nigerians have the right to practice any religion of their choice, and nobody has the power to force another to change their faith against their will. Leah Sharibu, who is now 16 years, was abducted along with 100 girls who have since been released by the terrorists. And for the second time in 10 months, the federal government has rescued another Nigerian, Malam Ibrahim, from being executed by Saudi Arabia authorities over drug-related matters. Chairperson of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabirewa, announced the cheering news to stakeholders on migration and diaspora affairs in Abuja. She says Mr. Ibrahim is an innocent Nigerian that fell victim of a drug planting and trafficking syndicate when he traveled to Saudi Arabia on March the 17th for Hajj. The Minister of Labour and Employment, Chris Ngige, is seeking a review of the immigration restrictions placed on the country by the United States. Nigeria also wants Americans' assistance in its fight against insurgency. Jakadisa has details of the visit of the newly appointed U.S. ambassador to the Labour Ministry.
Mary Beth Leonard is the new U.S. ambassador to Nigeria. She is on a familiarization visit to the Labour and Employment Ministry. It is an opportunity for our host, Chris Ngige, to lay bare areas of assistance his country requires from America. He wants the U.S. to review its latest policy, placing certain travel restrictions on Nigeria and 5 other countries.
We are trying to make Nigerians have their skill, you know, so that we can even export those skills, so that they will be formalized, so that when they go out, they will not be illegal immigrants. We want them to come as formalized persons.
Nigeria also desires America's assistance towards stemming the insurgency currently ravaging it.
It will be also good for the United States of America to assist the government of Nigeria in our fight against insurgency. Because if you have refugee problems in Nigeria via insurgency, there's no way the whole of West Africa will not be affected.
A U.S. official acknowledges the existing cordial bilateral relations with Nigeria and clears the air on the misconceptions regarding the ban in question.
The immigrant visa ban has no effect on people who are currently resident in the United States. It is not canceling the status of anyone who is currently in the United States. So as Secretary Pompeo and Minister Oniyama said when they were at the Binational Commission back in Washington, and as I've had the opportunity to say a few times here, this is something that is meant to be temporary, and it's about some problems with information sharing which are addressable and achievable and resolvable.
Nigeria also seeks the support of the United States of America in its fight against slave trade, child labor, oppressive labor, and labor migration. Joke Adisa, TVC News.
Now, President Muhammad Buhari says it will ensure that there is no hiding place for corrupt persons and proceeds of corruption in Nigeria. He made the commitment in Kaduna as 281 detective inspectors joined the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. The president equally says his administration is determined to ensure that no financial transaction by the government is done in secret and all are subjected to public scrutiny. He also expressed delight that with the right policies put in place to fight corruption, Nigeria is winning the war.
I make bold to say that Nigeria is winning the war against corruption. I congratulate the EFCC on its good work, and I urge that the current level of success be sustained and accelerated. Our fight against corruption is being recognized.
We have zero tolerance to corruption in the EFCC. Corruption is worse than all the diseases now running about. And I strongly believe, Your Excellency, that even coronavirus is caused by corruption.
And that's it on the news update for this hour. Let's take a look at what the weather will look like today.
Okay, so I have the Punch newspaper here, and it says, experts ask government to boost agric as inflation hits 21-month high. Inflation rises from 11.98% in December to 12.13% in January. Blame insecurity, border closure, Finance Act, says Mailafia. It also says here, right beside the masthead, flight diversion to Ghana, Benin, and Niger, embarrassing, say the reps. That was a very big deal throughout most of last week. And it also says here, Supreme Court adjourns Imo Zamfara poll judgment review suits. Moving on, assailants kill Aso Rock director, set body on fire. That's a scary one there. Embrace education, stop reliance on quota, reps tell North. Then there's a photo story here of foreign airlines passengers at the newly installed machine for coronavirus screening at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja. That was Tuesday. And it also says here, police arrest 6 Ogun robbers in herbalist house. Let's wrap with this one. It says NURTW threatens showdown over Oyo Park managers' jobs. That's what we have on the cover of the Punch.
Okay. Moving on to the cover of The Nation this morning, we have Boko Haram hits Chibok as fighter jets pound ISWAP. Many killed, houses razed. Buhari promises freedom for Leah on 2nd anniversary. A photo story here we have ready to go. Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC operatives during their passing out parade on completion of the Detective Inspector Course 5 in Kaduna yesterday. We are winning war on corruption, says Buhari. You can see the story on that on page 43. Moving on, we have visa restriction on Nigerians temporary, says US. Coronavirus puts Nigeria at risk, at economic risk. Who raises the alarm? Finally, we have 3 doctors arraigned over baby's death. We are not guilty. You could read that and more on The Nation this morning.
We have this day newspaper as well. It says here, revealed, Buhari empowered to extend service chief's tenure. Buhari can't sack military top brass now, it says, according to the SGF. On the U.S. visa ban on Nigerians, not permanent, says ambassador. On coronavirus, federal government orders port officers to track visibly sick travelers. Federal government bankers committee begin talks on infrastructure funding. And finally, president reiterates commitment to Leah Sharibu's freedom. Says terrorists won't be allowed to divide Nigerians. That's what we have on the cover of this day.
On the cover of The Guardian this morning, we have Nigeria loses 270 billion naira to palm oil imports in 3 years. We also have living under siege of herdsmen in South. On Metro page 12, we have I stabbed my customer to death out of anger, says drinking bar owner. Also, we have era of transparency in governance nigh, Buhari promises. You can see that on page 3. Nigeria lost 230 billion naira to oil theft vandalism in 2019, says NNPC. Finally, we have how British Airways abandoned over 300 Nigerians in Accra. This and more on The Guardian newspaper this morning.
It's so interesting, you know, a colleague and friend of the house actually got into that trouble, was trapped in Accra. Colleague and friend of the house actually got into that trouble, was trapped in Accra. Yes, supposed to, you know, speak to her soon enough. But it was very, very embarrassing, as it said on the other paper there. Surprising. Very embarrassing situation. But the flight owners have to continue with their other schedules. So, I don't know. We have to move on now. We have the Nigerian Tribune here. It says, alleged Boko Haram threat. Senate reps demand tighter security at NAS complex. Lawan, security officials in emergency meeting. Reps demand investigation, modern security gadgets. 12 persons kidnapped in Kogi. Abductors demand 18 million naira ransom. State House Assistant Director murdered in Abuja. Visa ban. U.S. gives Nigeria conditions for policy review. And finally, on Leah, nobody should be forced to change religion, says Buhari. That's what we have on the cover of the Nigerian Tribune. Okay, and that's all we have time for on the headlines and dailies for now. We'll be taking more headlines in the second hour, but we have to take a break now.
Yeah. Welcome back. Now we are about to give tips on the best route to help you get to your destination this morning faster and quickly. So now, as always, we encourage that you help other road users by dropping relevant traffic situation reports on all our social media pages using the hashtag WakeUpNigeria. This morning, we'll be starting our journey from Aremo towards Abeokuta Expressway, the Lagos-Abeokuta Expressway, into Lagos. Now, this should take you approximately 34 minutes from Aremo to Ojodu Bega bus stop. So we're starting this journey from the Aremo Street now that connects to Agbado. Now, from Aremo Street to Agbado, just at the junction where you connect to Agbado Express, there's slight traffic, but it picks up as you approach Pipeline Road. Now, once you get on the Lagos-Abeokuta Expressway after Pipeline, it's swift, it's easy flowing. You have free flowing all the way through to the Ekoro Street, where you have the Apostolic Church. The traffic actually begins to pick up at about the mobile filling station and gets thicker through the NNPC petrol station. Now, from that point all the way through to Old Abeokuta Road. Now, when you connect Old Abeokuta Road, thankfully the road eases up. You might, if you're coming from Charity Road, now if you want to take that as an alternative, that will take you 39 minutes, which is like 5 minutes extra. So you might want to take that, or you might want to stick to this route. Now, through the Old Abeokuta Road, thankfully, from what I'm seeing here right now, is free flowing all through Okoba GRA, all through the Green Hill Estate at Agege. So now at Agege, we have traffic at the point that connects you to the Iju Road. Now the traffic is thick at this point, not sure what's causing it, but it gets easier and it begins to ease up as you connect, just a quick one, as you connect good to Oba Ogunji Road. Now from Oba Ogunji Road, it gets better all through that point of Agege. I don't know what popular, I can't say any popular landmark there, but if you're traveling that route regularly, you might know where I'm talking about. Now all through to Iju, it's thankfully free. The LSDPC Medium Estate Phase 4 on that Iju Road, which usually experiences traffic at this point, is free. So if you're living around that axis, you might want to head out now. All through Wemco Road, Wemco is free all through to, just quickly, yes, all through to Agidingbi. So now we've gotten to Agidingbi bus stop. So if you're at Ogba and at this axis and you want to start heading out to connect to Agidingbi, to connect to Ikeja, guess what? It is free at this point. So now through Latif Jakonde, through Omole, all the way through to Isheri Road. Surprisingly, it is free all the way through to Bega bus stop. We know how Bega bus stop can be thick at this point, but at 6:35, I think this is a good start. So you want to head out now. So I'm going to ask Titi if she has any updates for me while I check other routes.
Yeah, I have one here. It says broken down trailer by Awoyokun bus stop, inward Onikpan, and it says it's causing slow movement at the moment. It also says here inwards Lagos on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, as you said earlier, slightly busy. Magboro due to commercial activities. That's as at Magboro, and that's as at 6:01. It also says here that there's a broken down bus at Maryland traffic light with its tires removed, claiming one whole lane on this ever busy road. Commuters should be aware, and LASMA officers should be deployed soon. Now it's beginning to cause a heavy gridlock at Maryland. Yeah, and those are the updates that I have for now.
Thank you so much, Titi. So we're going to be taking our next journey from First Stack all the way through to CMS Central Park. This should take you approximately 49 minutes. So if you're heading out from First Stack or around that axis, it shouldn't take you so much time to get to your destination. So we start from Road 22. It's free-flowing. I'm always happy when I see free-flowing traffic because it can really be a headache when you're stuck in traffic for a very long time. So it's free-flowing all the way through Road 22, and when you connect to 2nd Avenue, it's free-flowing. Now, there's usually traffic at that 2nd Avenue bus stop that connects you, but guess what, guys? It is free-flowing at this time. Through First Stack Police Station, all the way through to you connect to 1st Avenue, where you have the transport companies. There's slight traffic now. There's slight traffic at the point where we have the transport companies, obviously because people are moving around. But just slightly after that, it continues to be free-flowing all the way through to New Bridge, to First Stack Link Bridge, all the way through to... It's free-flowing through the First Stack Access Road to Rabiu Babatunde Road, Apple, where you have the Apple Junction, free-flowing, Amuwo Odofin Community, when you get Amuwo Odofin, free-flowing. But sadly, the traffic starts to pick up again when you get to Fat Bames gas station, the petrol station, where you begin to connect to Apapa or Boroshoki Expressway. The traffic begins to pick up, sadly, all the way now from Apapa Oshodi. It's pockets of traffic here and there. Some points are thick, some points are easier, but it gets better, and you should get to your destination in good time. I mean, I can't give you the exact points that you will experience traffic because I'm not sure you're on the road now. But I'm sure you'll get to your destination in good time regardless of whatever it is happening on the road. Remember to not allow anyone piss you off. Today is Wednesday. We're not so far from Friday, and I'm sure you have a great day at work. I'll be going to the kitchen to join Titi, and let's know what's up and about in Lagos this morning.
Yes, and I'll be standing by for you here as well. Just one more tweet from Lagos Traffic Advocates here, hashtag Ikorodu Road. A deceased animal is on the road by Owode Oniri at the moment, which, you know, could cause accidents. So if you are passing through there anytime soon, you should drive carefully on that axis. And yeah, so we have both Mike and Tope here. Now, it's really, really great to watch people.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, of course Mike is here. Mike is always got our back.
I'm here.
Yeah, so I was up quite late yesterday watching the Brit Awards. I'm not sure if you knew about the Brit Awards. You didn't know about it?
The thing about those UK people is that they are...
So, so Burna Boy featured on both Dave and...
what's his name?
Oh, goodness me.
I watched the video of the...
You watched it, right?
Yeah, no, I watched a video, a clip
on
Instagram, yes, and it was really nice. But I felt like Burna was a bit... stiff. Yeah, exactly. I thought it was a bit stiff.
So it's completely choreographed. All these stage performances abroad are choreographed. Yeah. There are hundreds of dancers, hundreds of extras, a whole crowd. If you don't get your count right, you're gonna miss your...
Yeah.
Because, and he has a specific
I was
amount
like,
of time.
It was so unlike Burna. I mean, I was at his concerts on Christmas Day. Yeah. So I had seen so much energy, and then watching just the clip, I think it was a Stormzy. Yeah. Okay. And he's not even giving his best set that he normally does. And he's just watching. Yeah, he did once. Once. Yes. I'm serious. Because it's very unlike Burna to not give us. Do you get?
But one thing about those performances, as I said before, the choreography has to be perfect.
I could see him trying so hard to.
And the dancers did well.
The dancers did well.
But it was a great.
Okay, so maybe I don't know. Burna,
Mike, started. For like 1 minute.
Started his.
Mike, allow me to do my savage moment.
Okay.
Yeah. Hello. Hello. Nobody paved way for you.
Okay. So speaking of paving a way, you know, these are young guys that are giving out music with a message. Both Stormzy and Dave do that. And they were nominated like 4 or 5 times in the Brit Awards yesterday, and it was really impressive. I watched Dave's performance for the first time. I've never seen him perform before, and I was blown away. Ooh. He is a really good rapper.
Oh, okay.
And his performance, he had like an LED on a piano.
Yeah.
And the LED was giving you images of what he was basically talking about. Talking about being black and where he grew up and everything. Yeah. And I felt really happy that he won Album of the Year. And of course, that music with a message was what won, as opposed to in some other cases where, you know, it's just all about the glitz and glam.
No, see, look, let me add this discussion has gone back and forth about music, you know, music with a message or music just for the fun of it and all of that. See, they have their places. And for me, music, really, we don't want to be clouded with so many messages. You don't want to go to the club. You don't want to be hearing emancipation from mental slavery.
Wow. Wow.
Inspiring.
Really,
you are going there.
That particular line you used was no.
So I don't want to get conscious music
all the time.
I am in the club.
In the club, yes.
I don't want to get conscious music. I don't want to get conscious music while I am.
You just quoted Bob Marley in order to make your
point. That's what I'm saying. I don't want conscious music while I'm in a club, while I want to, after a whole day's work. I've been stressed in the office or a whole week, and then I want to now chill at one bar, and then you are playing me conscious music. But give me the boti. I want to chill. So that's what I'm saying is that. What I'm saying is that those that do that music, like I said, it's about demand. Those that do that music, they have their place.
True.
Conscious music and music for fun.
But then, if you want to stay in the British market now, what conscious music does is ensures some kind of longevity. You're always going to be around. People are always going to want to go back to your message and listen to it again whenever things in the society happen.
Like you said, the British.
Yes. So that's what I said. So I'm using British because of people like Craig David. Craig David had club song, and where is he now? He has club.
Or DJ or something.
But that's the thing.
Or he's selling recharge cards.
Should be you all club to his music when you were younger, and you all have the Born to Do It album somewhere in the back.
See, whenever they hit Craig
and you don't play it anymore.
Whenever they hit Craig David, you always have that nostalgia. Yeah. Dude was on point. You also have conscious musicians that we don't hear about them today. It's both ways. Okay. Your music, I mean, okay, let me look at, say someone like a 50 Cent. How conscious was his music? But he's still, you understand? Yeah,
but he's here because he's one of the OGs.
Yeah, he's one of the.
I mean, that's what you should focus on, the business.
Exactly.
Like, did you start a career to just be consciously influencing people and not put money in your account? Then you now come out and say you need us to donate money for.
Wow.
Wow. Yo, put the business, like, as much as you want to inspire us, let's
just mention something. I don't know if we have time for this, but Pastor Debo said something about marrying a woman who cannot cook. What do you guys think? That you
what
should
did he
that you
say?
should not marry a woman who cannot cook.
He actually, was that the direct
So,
quote?
yeah.
Wow.
About that, that's funny. I now saw it, I saw a tweet. I didn't even see what he wrote. It was this person's tweet I saw. And the person said, I don't think we should attack Pastor Adeboye. I think we should attack the person that handles the Twitter page.
Yeah.
Because it's not him that's sending those tweets.
Yeah.
And that made some sense.
No. See, the person does, most of the time, those tweets, they either gotten from the daily devotional or his messages directly. They don't tweet independent of him. There's nothing ever at that handle. That's what happens. So the person did not just stand up and say and tweet on behalf of me. And I said, this is not the first time I said that kind of thing.
Think about the context now.
So this is not the first time I said that kind of thing. But my point is that what was said. What do you guys think?
Wait.
Well, I think that there are different types of people. There are traditional people who go way back in the order of life, who believe that when you're getting married to a woman, she must know how to cook, she must know how to do certain things. And then I think that there are people who get married for other reasons, who you cannot judge. But because we're in an age and time where there's judgment, when there's judgment on the female gender, we kind of feel attacked when you say, oh, we must be able to cook. Why can't we be able to bring money? Why can't we be able to
Okay, so there's some certain skills. Oh, goodness me.
Our next chat. We'll
yeah.
pick up on this, right? Let's just take this break now. No, you won't. We'll come back and we'll have your birthday shout out.
Yeah.
Yes, so I have Page here with me. How's it going, Page? Is your mic here?
Good morning.
Good morning. All right, so I was really interested in meeting this young man, Williams Victor Taiwo, popularly known as Page. He's a hip-hop artist, and he has this unique indigenous style of rap, and he comes all the way from Ikorodu. Am I right? Am I right?
Yeah.
All right. So he has something special for us this morning. How special is this song? How special is it? Yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, how special?
It's good.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
How good now? Tell me how good this song is. What?
Good.
It's good? Okay, all right. So is it in Yoruba? Is it in English?
Yeah, mix.
It's a mix?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing this?
I've been doing music for 7 years now.
7 years.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, so we can't wait to hear the song. What's the name of our track?
Illuminati.
Are you sure you want to perform this? Should we call security first?
No, there's no problem.
You sure?
No problem.
We have some bouncers we can arrange just to protect you.
No
Should
problem.
Are you sure?
No problem.
All right. No Allah.
All right.
We have Paige here. He's about to perform. I don't want to say it myself, but I have to say it. Illuminati. Take it away.
Well, I to anybody job, anybody if you got back at the back, pay me more my down, but you me shine up, you know, allergy. Take over to Tom, to my shine up, and kerosene. Bra, FM rap to watch a rap, and my rap, Tiba for picking my rap, Pukula, Ilo, my da. Vampire score, straight bullet, tell it, but Nibonetiwa, Taffy one show, tell you what, breathe. All this nigga.
Now, if you didn't know, now words alone can be the turning point for someone out there. So spread some hope. Be that conduit that reveals greatness or great possibilities. A conduit like Wake Up Nigeria.
Wow.
We're a channel to your greatness.
See, deep. It is, you just go wake up. When's the morning such a deep quote like that?
Dynamite quotes. I store them here.
Wow.
Right here.
Anyways, of course, you should watch this show early every morning. That's what we do. Just, bringing that oomph, that spark into your life. Now, welcome to the second lap of the show.
Now, if you're just joining us, you've missed a little bit, but there's still quite a lot, much more to come very shortly. My name is Titilayo Unison.
Mike, Mexicano is mine. There's still an hour and 45 more minutes to go. Now, remember to stream with us live at tvcentertainment.tv. On Facebook, it's at TVC Connect.
Those comments, we love them, we appreciate them, we can't wait to see them. But we can only see them if you use our hashtag, Wake Up Nigeria on TVC.
Download our app. It's available on iOS and Android stores. You can watch us anywhere around the world once you have internet connection.
Yeah, one day we're going to have a provider, like we just announced after that. Once you have internet connection with...
Yeah, they should bring their money, and this is the best show to put your money on.
But for now...
Yeah, it is for every time. All right, so Topilolo, what's happening in that kitchen here? Can you tell us what's up? What do we have there?
So we have the beautiful chef Sandra with me this morning. And the breakfast she has planned for us. Creamy mushroom seafood pasta.
Chicken pasta.
Creamy mushroom chicken pasta. I hope you came hungry because breakfast is about to be lit.
Hey.
Tope.
Yes.
So directors should tell you that you are done for the show today. You can go home.
You will go home first. You go home first. I'll meet you later.
I'm actually wondering how this dress is going to look by the time I'm full of pasta today. Will I be able to fit into this dress?
Okay.
Anyways, we have quite a bit still coming up. Thank you for coming, Chef.
Of course. All right, there's still quite more coming. Home makeover. Now that's something we bring to your screens to help you put your home in order. Mestura Shitu will be here to dish out useful tips to transform your dining room into something beautiful.
And then we have another musical performance. We have Iyanda Olabode coming to perform.
And then on health this morning, we're still talking about bone health. Dr. Lawson will be here and we're looking at adults and their bones.
Then you need to join us as we take you around the world in 180 seconds. This time, we're going to be visiting the beautiful safari parks, not safari parks. Malawi is where we're going, people, Malawi.
And then on relationship, Aremo Olalekan will be joining us to talk about blind date. And you don't want to miss this one. We'll show you that package. And I know a number of people have been asking me about this. This is your time to watch it and enjoy it.
And finally, we have two award-winning gospel artists coming into the studio. None other than the amazing Tope Alabi and the prolific
Okay, so Titi, you had the thoughts to share.
So I wanted to say that, you know, raising kids, you try to teach them all the tools that they'll have to grow up. And of course, teaching them to cook means that they will be able to feed themselves eventually. So it is a life skill.
Yes.
Knowing how to cook is a life skill.
It is.
The same way knowing how to put on your clothes by yourself is a life skill. You know, so also finding work so that you can provide shelter for yourself is also a life skill.
But
so in the end, knowing how to cook is something everybody should know.
Yes.
But you know,
not just women. That was where I was going with that.
But you know what? Actually, everybody knows how to cook.
Not everybody knows how to cook.
Everybody knows how to cook. But it's not everybody that knows how to cook food that somebody can eat.
So the sentence, the quote you gave us was, must know how to cook. Now, how good the person cooks is relative to what that person believes is good cooking.
Oh, Titi, you've just said it all.
Swimming in palm oil to some people, this food is sweet. But to some, it will completely disgust the person.
Exactly.
And I think in this age and time, in our generation, it might change in another decade or in another, decade. But I think what's important now, when you're considering, when you want to get married, is beyond cooking and beyond cleaning, is the fact that are you whole? Because you're not going into marriage to find your wholeness. You're supposed to be a whole person, two whole people coming together to be able to...
But
not complete people before they enter marriage.
And I don't think our parents, I don't think parents teach you how to be your whole self. Sorry to digress. I was talking to a friend and I told him, the importance of having a dad in your life as a lady, because you need that security so that you don't go into the world and then start looking for a man to give you security. Because when your parents essentially take care of everything you need and they make you whole, they make you learn that you need to be an individual before you meet somebody else. You would see that it's not cooking and cleaning that will be your problem, to be honest.
Yeah. People can be employed to do that.
Exactly.
Can earn enough money to pay
we gotta end here. Now, if you want some
Yeah.
advice or some motivation of being whole before marriage, they are hit both of them up. Let's head over to the news now.
Mike,
Ibrahim's on standby.
When it comes to marriage, we always have different perspective. Mike, just leave the ladies. Let them just say whatever it is that they feel. Talk about it sounding like a counselor, marriage counselor this morning.
I've left them since.
We begin with reports that Korongilom, a community in Chibok local government area of Borno State, was under attack by suspected Boko Haram insurgents. TVC News gathered that the attackers came into the community around 6 p.m., shooting sporadically and setting many houses on fire. Troops from the Nigerian Army's 28th Task Force Brigade and 117 Battalion, both headquartered in Chibok, were dispatched immediately to Korongilom, but the residents of the community hid in nearby bushes for safety. Korongilom is about 5 kilometers to Chibok, the community where over 200 schoolgirls were abducted from their school hostel on the 14th of April 2014. And it's exactly 2 years after the abduction of Leah Sharibu from the government girls' secondary school in Dapchi, Yobe State. And President Muhammad Buhari says the federal government is redoubling its efforts towards securing her freedom and that of other children in captivity. In a statement, President Buhari regrets that she remains in the custody of Boko Haram terrorists because she refused to renounce her Christian faith. He states that Nigerians have the right to practice any religion of their choice and nobody has the power to force another to change their faith against their will. Leah Sharibu, who is now 16 years, was abducted along with 100 girls who have since been released by the terrorists. And for the second time in 10 months, the federal government has rescued another Nigerian, Malam Ibrahim, from being executed by Saudi Arabia authorities over drug-related matters. Chairperson of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabiri Rewa, announced the cheering news to stakeholders on migration and diaspora affairs in Abuja. She says Mr. Ibrahim is an innocent Nigerian that fell victim of a drug planting and trafficking syndicate when he traveled to Saudi Arabia in March 2017 for Hajj. President Muhammad Buhari says he will ensure that there is no hiding place for corrupt persons and proceeds of corruption in Nigeria. He made the commitment in Kaduna as 281 detective inspectors joined the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. The president equally says his administration is determined to ensure that no financial transaction by the government is done in secret and all are subjected to public scrutiny. He also expressed delight that with the right policies put in place to fight corruption, Nigeria is winning the war. And about 90 million people, roughly half of Nigeria's population, live in extreme poverty. Around June 2018, Nigeria overtook India to become the poverty capital of the world. According to a World Bank report, northern Nigeria accounts for a chunk of the poorest people in Nigeria. The report also states that there is a link between poverty in the north and an insurgency that has all but crippled the northeast region. The Emir of Kano, Alhaji Muhammad Sanusi II, has now expressed concern about the rising waves of poverty, insecurity and illiteracy in the country. In the northeast, the Emir said the north should begin to address the challenges of poverty, millions of out-of-school children, malnutrition, drug problem, and the Boko Haram insurgency. Nigeria imports 70% of its medicines and other active and non-active ingredients from countries such as China, India, and others. And with the current outbreak of COVID-19, known as coronavirus in China, the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control says Nigeria is in grave danger of drug insecurity. This is because most of the medicines consumed in the country are imported from the Asian nation. Director General of NAFDAC, Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, who raised the alarm at a meeting with journalists, called for immediate steps to address the looming drug insecurity problem in the country. And that's a news update for this hour. Up next is...
we have an array of amazing looking food here. And we have an amazing chef in the building. Please introduce yourself, chef.
My name is Sandra.
Sandra. What's the name of your, is it a restaurant? Is it a catering outfit?
It's a restaurant.
A restaurant? What's the name now? What's the name of the restaurant?
Marco. It's an hotel, actually.
Oh, for real?
Yes.
This one is not an ordinary chef. Oh. This is the type that, you know, they used to charge all those 15,000 for the kind of, you know.
Yes.
She's nodding. So we're here making another amazing dish. What do you call today's dish?
Creamy mushroom chicken pasta.
Creamy mushroom chicken pasta. Yes. I wore the wrong kind of dress for this kind of food. You know, it's not the time that you can stock up. But let's talk about the ingredients. Let's start from here.
It's mushroom.
Mushrooms.
Butter.
Yeah.
Garlic. Spring onions. Basil leaf.
Basil, fresh basil. Nice.
Yes.
What sort of pasta is this?
It's penne.
Penne pasta. Okay. Yeah. Now this looks like chicken. What type of chicken is this?
Chicken fillet.
Okay, fillet chicken. And you just diced it?
Yes.
All right then. This looks like olive oil.
Yes.
Olive oil.
Black pepper, salt, mixed spices.
Mixed spice. And of course, onions. And then what's this?
Cooking cream.
Cooking cream. So is this the full cream, whipped cream? What sort of cream is that?
Just cooking cream.
Cooking cream.
For cooking.
This is cheese, yes?
Yes, Basmati cheese.
One more?
Basmati cheese.
Hey, I don't know that one. I don't know. I've not seen that cheese before. I don't know. But I have to say thank you so much for coming to show us this. What do we need to do first to get this meal ready?
First of all, I have to boil the penne.
Okay. And that's already heating up, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, it's already heating up.
Yeah.
So as soon as this water is boiled,
then I'll put the penne.
Is there anything else you're going to put into?
Yes, the salt.
Salt?
Yes.
And anything else? That's it?
Maybe a little bit of olive oil.
All right, beautiful. So we're waiting for that to boil down. I can see you've already started dicing the onions.
Yes.
So what's after that? What do we do after dicing the onions?
Okay, I'm going to start with I'm going to season the chicken.
All right, let's do that now.
Okay.
I believe this chicken is a very big priority for us all here. Yeah? So because, you know, how chicken is, people just see chicken and they're like, let's go. Oh, this is interesting. You're adding olive oil to the chicken directly.
Yeah.
Wow, this is a different method. So this is diced garlic directly on the chicken as well.
Yes.
Okay. What's next? A little bit more spice.
Yes, then.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead. So do you need a pan for this, a pot for this? Should I help you get one?
Yes, thank you. I need a pot.
A pot? Okay, what sort of pot? Something like this size or a bit wider? Keep going. A little wider?
Yes.
All right then. Now she is busy marinating the chicken there, but as you can see, she's doing it in a very simple way. She's trying to make sure that all the spices go around, obviously. And
add a little bit of chopped onions.
Chopped onions directly into the chicken.
Yes.
Now this is different. I like. All right, so while we are getting set to put the penne pasta into the hot water, we're gonna have to take a quick break. There's still quite a lot more to see in the kitchen today. Thank you so much, Chef, for coming to show us. And stay with us. Let's wake up now.
Thank you for staying with us. Dr. Lawson is in the house. He is an orthopedic surgeon. And now he is going to be talking to us, shed more light on bone health for adults, right? Okay, so last week we spoke about kids, right? We spoke about kids, but this time adults. Those of us that are getting older and all of that. Our bones, I don't know if they heal, they don't get to heal as fast as the kids, right? Whenever we have issues. So adult bone health and all of that. What's the first thing when it comes to by the time you start getting older and older? What's the first thing you start to do when it comes to taking care of your bones? How do you go about it?
All right, good morning.
Thank you. Great to have you.
So let's look at it, 3 categories of people.
Okay.
So 18 to 35, 35 to 65, 65 and older.
Okay.
So that makes it easier.
Okay, all right.
So for the young people, 18 to 35, focus would be on proper diet, exercise, because that is the point where you are building your bone health.
Okay.
So the things you do, such exercise such as running, jumping, swimming, cycling, actually help to build, they put strains on the muscle now gets the message across to the bone that, guy, you have to be strong enough to hold on to the muscle.
On to me.
So the bones get stronger.
Okay.
Now, you can only continue to make your bones stronger and increase in mass till you're about in your mid-30s. After that, you start to lose bone. So 18 to 35 is very, very critical and important.
So you're saying that those when you start, all of us get into mid-30s and late 30s, into 40s and all of that, it's not possible for our bone to get stronger?
No. So think of it like it's like an inheritance. All right. So once the person dies, there's no additional money.
Okay.
So, but you can develop what the person already has. So,
already
up to 35, you are building up what your bones will have for the rest of your life.
So, what if you start working out? Say you start at 40. You start working out.
So at
what
40,
happens?
at 40, you are working out. So between 35 and 65, you're encouraged to be active. So you are working out to retain what you have.
Okay.
So it's more a case of if you don't use it, you lose it.
Okay.
So, and by nature, you generally will lose as you get older.
Okay.
So, and then for the 65-year-olds and above, activity, it's recommended that about 150 minutes of activity in a week in blocks of about 10 minutes are very important. So walking, gardening, playing golf, swimming, water aerobics, all those things are very helpful.
Very helpful.
Gardening.
65 up.
And you see, the funny thing there is that we have something already inbuilt into our culture where parents come over to stay with their kids and see their grandkids, play with them, take them to school. All those activities actually help them out.
Okay.
Because so it's actually a myth to say the older you get, you should, mommy, rest. Daddy, don't do this.
No.
Let them. It's better they're active than staying in one place and not doing anything.
Okay. Now, how about, let's talk about the young people, those in that mid-age, those between 30 upwards to 40, 45, who sit down in the office. You know, you have an office job and you just sit down from 8 a.m. to probably 4 or 5. You maybe only stand up when you want to go and get lunch or something. Then the higher you go, you don't even stand up again. You just call somebody and they go get something for you. And you just sit down on your very comfortable chair and all that. How much of damage or otherwise are you doing to your bones and your body?
Okay. The sedentary lifestyle is a consequence of, in quotes, development, modernization.
Yeah, true.
But one aspect that we failed to recognize is the fact that is not a very helpful lifestyle, both for your back and for your bones. At the same time, what you need is exercising 30, 35 minutes 3 times in a week. So if you actually try to make out time, and something as basic as walking regularly goes a long way to help out. So if you're able to do that 3 times a week minimum, it would compensate for a lot of things that you know. So diet, eat healthy.
Now that's a part that is quite a challenge in our climes here. When you mean eat healthy, how do you mean eat healthy? Because the kind of food we have here, there's a lot of starch and all of that we take here. Somebody takes rice in the morning, eba in the afternoon, yam in the evening.
Okay.
And you just starch yourself all through and all of that. When you say diet and eat healthy, how do you mean?
So eat healthy will take into cognizance 2 points: quality and quantity. Quality is what you were referring to.
Okay.
So a balanced diet is important. Now, we eat a lot of natural food. So you cannot, the beauty of your taking the swallow is that you go with a lot of veggies, meat, and the veggies, okra, spinach, all those things contain calcium and vitamin D. The meat and the bones contain vitamin D. So that also helps out. So the quantity is now also important because you need a certain amount to be able to ensure that you have the right amount of nutrients within you. So it's not taking a small amount, because being underweight also affects your bone health going forward.
Okay, being overweight.
Underweight.
Oh, wow.
So because that means you've not attained your maximum capacity, and then you're already working at a deficit once you get to the point that you start to lose bone.
So, and then that's talking about being underweight. How about being overweight?
Being overweight puts too much stress on the bones.
On the bones.
So you just need to try and stay in between.
Yes, I know there's something called, is it the BMI or something?
Yeah, BMI.
Yeah. Can you talk to us about that? How does someone know that they're underweight?
So your BMI ideal should be 19 to 25.
Okay.
So that will be your weight divided by your height in meters squared.
Your weight divided by your height.
Yeah, so if you are 60 kg and you are 1.5 meters, so that will be 60 divided by 1.5 meters.
Meters, not in...
Not in 1.5 meters times 1.5 meters.
Okay, so Titi and Tope, both of you, we're checking your BMI. Mail after the discussion. Myself and Dr. Lawson, BMI for both of you. I hope you guys are ready. Wonderful. So that's a great way. So if you do find that you are underweight and all of that, cure, is it about just eating more?
So dietary advice, physical activity, modifying diet, high protein content.
High protein content.
Protein, yes.
Okay.
Would also help.
Would also help. And then, of course, being overweight is a problem that it's more prevalent and all of that. Yeah. Exercising, dieting, and all of that. Okay, now, but so let's talk about where there's an injury or something just happened to the bone and all of that. Is there any way, maybe recommendations? A lot of people tell that let's go to the local healer. They know how to fix bones and all of that. Where in the case of injury, what advice you give for elderly people? Let's say in that mid-range, the 30s, the 40s, and all of that.
Okay, so bone has a natural capacity to heal itself. In fact, it's probably the only tissue in the body that has a magnificent capacity for regeneration.
Oh, wow.
So if there's a fracture, the bone will heal unless the bone is unhealthy.
Okay.
So for most people, if you go to a recognized professional, they will be able to guide you, assess you, tell you what the problem is, and offer the necessary advice. So, I mean, that's basically what's needed.
And then, so are there kind of foods you take that could help the bone grow, or
anything that aids your calcium and vitamin D, it helps you.
It helps.
And so, in the absence of that, or alongside what you eat, get vitamin D supplements.
Vitamin D supplements.
Yes.
Okay, that helps
a lot
to kind of help put up on the bone. Okay, now you mentioned something about getting a certified. So, where do the natural healers come in? Are they, because a lot of people, I know you don't want to, you can't say some kind of things and all of that, but you said something about it. Let's make it clear. Get to a certified. There's something you mentioned there, certified. Get to somebody who's certified professional, who knows what they are doing. Because at times I've seen where people are, where bones, like you said, they grow. At times they could, maybe there's a dislocation or something, and then they start growing in a way that is unnatural per se. It does happen, right?
Yes, it does.
And that is because of you probably didn't get to somebody who knows what they are doing about that stuff and all that.
Yes.
Okay, generally, what final words? Do you have any final words about adults taking care of their bone and their health and their body and all of that?
Get out there and exercise.
And exercise, man. That's one that is quite hard for a number of us. But hey, come on, we'll take your word for it, and then we'll work on that. And then, of course, your BMI.
Yes, we'll do the BMI afterwards.
We'll do the BMI. I thought we'll just do it now. Titi just shout your weight and your height. Let's do your BMI now. Titi, talk about. They are doing as if they're not hearing me now, but they are hearing me.
Sorry, there's somebody speaking. Is somebody calling my name? I don't know. What did you see? Tope, did you hear anything just now? Did you hear anything? I didn't hear anything.
They are not hearing now. They're not hearing now. All right, we'll do that. We'll check that out. Thank you very much, Dr. Lawson. It was great talking to you. Bone health is something that's quite important. It's the framework that supports us, and it's very important that we take a look at it. It was great having you. All right, yeah. Okay. That's it on Bone Health. I hope you're able to learn something. BMI, that's very important. Probably on social. How do we hit you up on social media? You're on social media?
Yes.
Okay, how do we hit you up?
Yes. My Twitter account is tweetgiant.
Okay, all right. So in case you're not very sure about BMI, we'll probably put it out on our social media handle, how to check your BMI or know the BMI number yourself so that you can know exactly where you stand. All right, we'll take this break now. There's still more to come on the show. Don't go nowhere.
Yes, so for our second performance this morning, we have Olabode Christopher Iyanda, popularly known as Olabode VG. Now, he is an Afro-pop, dancehall, and R&B soul singer. He embarked on his musical journey in 2010 while in college, but gained recognition at the university for his ability to freestyle. His songs are inspired by extreme emotional phases, such as heartbreak and real life and societal occurrences. So tell me about the heartbreak, because that was very obvious. What happened?
It's a thing with Nigerian youths.
No.
It's
Tell us, who is the girl?
When you don't have money, girls will leave you.
So did any girl leave you because you didn't have money?
There are a lot of things attached to heartbreaks.
No, I'm talking about your own.
Mine?
Yours, yes.
Yeah, I was a broke boy. I'm still a broke boy.
Oh, well, please, if you want to help him, if you want to give him money, you can follow him on Instagram, Olabode_VG. Please help him, oh, he's single and searching, right?
Yeah, I'm single and searching.
So what are you performing for us this morning?
I'll be performing White Roses.
White Roses? Is it out of a heartbreak?
No.
Oh, so tell us what inspired it.
It's just me assuring my lover of the connection between us and how genuine my love is.
So this lover that you don't have,
yeah, sure. It's imaginary.
It's imaginary. Okay, let's see you blow us away then.
Yeah.
All right.
No.
Tonight I'll be on my way. I gotta be right next to you. Cause your love got me acting some way I don't know. Anywhere you go, I could follow. I beg you know to me, Juro. Oh my girl, you have me say.
Sorry? My name is Chef Sandra.
Oh, Chef Sandra. We've been just standing by for the music to finish, even though I was in the groove just now. Chef Sandra has been hard at work, slicing and dicing, ready to make some, you said creamy pasta, right? Creamy
mushroom pasta.
Creamy mushroom pasta. That's the edge, that's the difference. She's adding chicken to this mix. And we mentioned before we went to a break that we were going to have the penne pasta boiling. Yes. So what's next? What's the next thing we're going to do?
I'm going to start with the chicken.
You're going to start with?
The chicken.
The chicken. Yeah. So in case you missed it, she marinated the chicken slices with some spice, black pepper, salt, onion, and garlic. Right?
Yes, yes.
So what's next?
I have to put my olive oil.
Okay. Okay.
Then I'll add my butter.
Butter. Is this salted butter or unsalted?
Unsalted.
Okay.
Then my onions. Then you stir for some minutes. The reason why I add the olive oil first, because I don't want the butter to get burnt.
Okay.
So
nice. Okay.
Then you add the fillet chicken. And you stir for like 5 to 7 minutes so that it will be half cooked. But before then, I have to bring this one.
You want to drain the pasta?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we have a sieve standing by, and she's about to drain the pasta. Meanwhile, this chicken is beginning to smell good. The onions and garlic and butter are creating this nice aroma in the studio. All right, for those that missed the ingredients, one more time. We'll be putting them up on the screen in just a bit. The most key ingredient, of course, is the pasta. We have creamy mushroom chicken pasta there with salt, garlic, onion, butter, parsley leaves, pepper, cheese, chicken, basil, and cooking cream. The only thing that's not on that list there, of course, is the pasta. So you can choose any pasta of your choice, but this is penne pasta. I'm loving the look of that.
Then you add your garlic.
Garlic, chopped garlic. Okay. All right.
And you stir.
So a lot of people like to boil their chicken before, using it or eating it at all. You're saying we don't need to parboil this chicken at all. We just go straight in?
Yes. The reason why I didn't boil it because I won't have the taste, the good taste. Okay. But when you do it, when you slice your fillet chicken and you season it, marinate it and leave it for some minutes. Okay. So by the time you start doing it the way I'm doing it like this, that's marinate. Those things, those spices have entered inside. So to bring out a good taste and good flavor.
Beautiful. So now, this mushroom, is it a special type of mushroom?
No.
What did you do to the mushroom before now, apart from just slicing it?
We have sliced mushroom.
Yeah.
We have whole mushroom.
Okay.
But this whole mushroom, so I have to dye it.
So was it boiled before, or is this raw?
It's boiled.
It's boiled, okay. So once you boil the mushroom, do you add anything to the mushroom while you're boiling it?
No.
It doesn't take long on the fire, yes?
No, yes. Yes.
Like what, 5 minutes?
5 minutes
5
or,
minutes.
yeah.
All right. So she's added the mushroom to the chicken. There's that perfect sizzle sound. And of course I can smell the garlic, the onions. Everything seems to be coming together great.
I'm going to add some little oil.
So why did you use olive oil as opposed to vegetable oil?
Olive
Or can you
oil.
use anyone?
I prefer olive oil.
Why? Why?
It's more better than vegetable oil.
Okay. Is it that, it makes it mix easier, or is it the flavor? Why olive oil?
Naturally, olive oil is good for the body.
Okay.
Than vegetable oil. It's natural and it gives you good aroma, good smell.
All right.
And it also adds taste to the food.
We still have quite a few ingredients that she hasn't used yet. She's adding a little bit more spice now, as you can see. In case you're just tuning in, we've already parboiled the pasta, and now we're basically cooking the shredded chicken. She added some mixed spice, some black pepper, some salt earlier. And we still have cream and cheese that she hasn't used. I'm so interested in finding out how she's going to use that cream and that cheese. Are we using it now? Not yet?
Not yet.
Not yet?
I want to add the black pepper.
All right. Beautiful. We have to go to another break, but I'm so looking forward to how this meal is going to turn out. Once again, it is creamy mushroom chicken pasta. Let's go.
Okay.
Now, there are a number of things you'll get for free if you just decide to tune in to Wake Up Nigeria.
Wow, I know people love free.
Yes.
Okay, now there's music, there's food, and of course, great personalities and interviews.
That's why you have to tell your loved ones, tell a friend to tell a friend, tell those you really care about to tune in to the show every single day of the work week.
Now, welcome to the third lap of the show. My name is Mike Messikeno.
And I'm Titilayo Onyison. Please go online, stream with us. If you have to get moving, go to tvcentertainment.tv and Facebook at TVC Connect and connect with us.
Yeah, but the hashtag is Wake Up Nigeria on TVC. You use that to send your comments. Would like to hear from you. We love to. All right.
Yes, sir. So if you haven't already, I don't know, like it just feels like everybody has it already.
Yeah.
But we just have to keep saying it. We have an app, an amazing app at that. It's on the Android and iOS store. It can let you watch us and amazing TVC programs throughout the day from anywhere in the world.
Wow, I love the aroma coming from the kitchen.
Something good.
Something else, yeah.
Something
But
good.
while we'll let you get to see what Chef Sandra has been working on very hardly with Titi. Titi is, I can feel the effects.
You can feel the ginger, have you?
Yeah. All right. Tokba is just doing busy.
Look at that chicken.
I mean,
Hey.
And spices. And it's healthy too, because she used
there it goes.
Woo! Did you see that? Ooh. So the chicken is in with the pasta, y'all. It's in with the pasta.
Wow.
It has happened.
It don't call.
You're not here. I don't know where else you want to be.
All right. Okay, but coming up shortly is a trip in 180 seconds to the beautiful safari parks of Malawi.
And on relationships, certified life coach Aremo Olalekan will be joining us to talk about our blind date. You do not want to miss this one.
And to round up things, we have two award-winning gospel artists joining us to talk about their music, lifestyle, and of course, the business of music. Tope Alabi and Mike Abdul.
I'm gonna call it okay. Life is beautiful, it's okay.
So I want to. I saw a part of this speech from our EFCC chairman, who stated that coronavirus is. Okay, do you guys want to talk about it? I want to talk about it. That coronavirus is caused by corruption, and.
Well, it's caused an uproar online.
I'm baffled. I'm baffled.
Is he saying that coronavirus in China was caused by corruption?
Well,
I want
because I wasn't there, because I don't have the whole context here. I like to contextualize things.
Yes.
Before commenting. Okay, semantics of it. But I love the fact that people are talking about it. And when people are talking about it, it means that people have different opinions about what he said. There must be some nitty-gritty that we are not even aware of. I feel like in China right now, there's some information that we're not getting.
I like this is political correctness.
Why? Yes. So,
so for me,
strain of broadcast.
I'm trying to think of.
Not comment on this thing.
No, you don't have to. So don't comment. Just be okay.
Comment, just be there.
So my point is, I'm trying to look at any way to justify such a statement, and it's hard. It's hard. I mean, this is purely a health scare. This is purely a virus and all of that, and how it relates to a human.
I feel like when we're not in a place that things are happening, it's just easy for us to comment. Like growing up in the north, I know how it was when the bombs go off. And then you come to places like the south and the east, and then they just talk about it like, it's just bomb. So now for someone to, I've not seen the comment, but for someone to say coronavirus is it's corruption, it's easy for you to say because you do not know what those people are really going through. You do not know what it is for someone like Titi will sneeze. Titi will say she has been thinking of coronavirus since she sneezed.
Yeah. So now I have to mention that I'm all over the world. People are very wary of this thing, and we are making light of it. A lot of people are making jokes about it. Now we have to stop joking about it.
They won't stop.
If we need to stop the memes, stop the jokes, and start looking for solutions. If we spend as much time looking for you know, a cure for this thing as time we used to make jokes about people spreading videos of the reason why they caused it, etc., etc. I think that is the issue here. So if you are online, please be careful what you post and what you tweet about.
Ibrahim is on standby for the news. Let's go there now.
Yeah, I think I like that because some US who are quarantined in the cruise ship, they had to spend 2 weeks. They spent 2 weeks and they are still spending another 2 weeks in US before they are let loose, and they're wasting, you know, so much amount of time. Now, getting straight to the news, we begin with reports that Korong Gulom, a community in Chibok's local government area of Borno State, was under attack by suspected Boko Haram insurgents. TVC News gathered that the attackers came into the community around 6 p.m., shooting sporadically and setting many houses on fire. Troops from the Nigerian Army's 28 Task Force Brigade and 117 Battalion, both headquartered in Chibok, were dispatched immediately to Korongulom, while the residents of the community hid in nearby bushes for safety. Korongulom is about 5 kilometers to Chibok, the community where over 200 schoolgirls were abducted from their school hostel on the 14th of April 2014. And it's exactly 2 years after the abduction of Leah Sharibu from the government girls' secondary school in Dapchi, Yobe State. And President Muhammad Buhari says the federal government is redoubling its efforts towards securing her freedom and that of other children in captivity. In a statement, President Buhari regrets that she remains in the custody of Boko Haram terrorists because she refused to renounce her faith. He states that Nigerians have the right to practice any religion of their choice and nobody has the power to force another to change their faith against their will. Leah Sharibu, who is now 16 years, was abducted along with 100 girls who have since been released by the terrorists. And the second time in 10 months, the federal government has rescued another Nigerian, Malam Ibrahim, from being executed by Saudi Arabia authorities over drug-related matters. Chairperson of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabiri-Rewa, announced the cheering news to stakeholders on migration and diaspora affairs in Abuja. She says Mr. Ibrahim is an innocent Nigerian that fell victim of a drug planting and trafficking syndicate when he traveled to Saudi Arabia in March 2017 for Hajj. And the president says he will ensure that there is no hiding place for corrupt persons and proceeds of corruption in Nigeria. He made the commitment in Kaduna as 281 detective inspectors joined the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. The president equally says his administration is determined to ensure that no financial transaction by the government is done in secret and all are subjected to public scrutiny. President Buhari also expressed delight that with the right policies put in place to fight corruption, Nigeria is winning the war. About 90 million people, roughly half of Nigeria's population, live in extreme poverty around June 2018. Nigeria overtook India to become the poverty capital of the world. According to a World Bank report, northern Nigeria accounts for the chunk of the poorest people in Nigeria. The report also states that there is a link between poverty in the north and the insurgency that has all but crippled the northeast region. The Emir of Kano, Alhaji Sanusi, Mohammed Sanusi II, has now expressed concern about the rising waves of poverty, insecurity and illiteracy in the north. The Emir said the north should begin to address the challenges of poverty, millions of out-of-school children, malnutrition, drug problem and the Boko Haram insurgency. The Senate Committee on Works says it's supporting the public-private partnership initiative in developing the country's infrastructure. The committee, led by Senator Adamu Aliero, gave the indication at the conclusion of inspection of some federal government road projects in Lagos State. Roads inspected by the Senate Committee include the Korodu-Shagamu Road, Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, the Apapa-Oshodi and Lagos-Badagry corridors. The committee agrees that the country can no longer rely only on budgetary allocation in building roads, railways, bridges and other capital-intensive infrastructure. And that's it on the news today on Wake Up Nigeria. Let's bring you...
Yes, now we have been joined again by certified life coach and storyteller Aremo Olalekan Oluwatobi, driven by his passion for love and relationship. Today he's going to be talking about our blind date. Now he has some dating and relationship tips he would like to share with us, but that will be after this video.
In celebration of Valentine's Day, the Wake Up Nigeria team called on singles to enter into a blind date game, which took place on our live show on February 14th, 2020.
I'm not really particularly about the look, but someone who is sensitive, someone who is caring, a straightforward guy.
Leo, who emerged as the eligible bachelor, made a choice from his 3 options. He chose Yemi, contestant number 2, to start his love journey with.
Contestant number
2.
Number 2?
Yeah.
Contestant number 2?
Yeah.
Okay, now I need to confirm the name of contestant number 2.
Yeah. Contestant number 2 is Opeyemi.
All right.
Please have a seat over here. Okay.
All right.
So, just to remind our viewers, these guys are meeting for the first time and they're going to be having a special date today.
Love, they say, is a beautiful thing. But if they enter the contest for true love or just for the fun of the game, let's find out.
I'm looking forward to get to bond with the selected girl so far, and I hope we get better than this. And I look forward to, settling down. I don't find fun in double dating or probably being a playboy. I think maturity has to creep in one way or the other at a particular level of your life, and where you feel, my guy, I'm tired of this whole lifestyle thing. Just let's settle down and do the right thing, and like every adult out there.
Yes, if at the end of the day it turns out well, yes, it will be okay. And then so far so good. I like his kind of person. He's humble. He's cool, he's very outspoken, and he has been asking me some few questions in which we got connected.
As winners of the blind dates game, the Wake Up Nigeria team treated Leo and Yemi to a day out. First, a makeover at Bruno's Place Salon in Ikeja City Mall. Then a romantic dinner and movie at Signature Lounge, Film House Lekki. Are we the only ones who have a really good feeling about this? Because I do. After getting a makeover at Bruno's Place, we left the mainland and headed to the island for the romantic dinner and movie date at Signature Lounge. Yes, so they were so excited to host them. I am even excited just watching it. A candlelit table for 2 was set for them. We're talking about romance here, with a super romantic ambience, good food, champagne, and more time to bond. In fact, they must fall in love. Then it was time for the movie. Wow, such a romantic date. All expense paid for that matter. And I'm here. But to think of it, but do you think their expectations were met? Wondering if they would like to continue this love journey after spending an entire day together? Well, let's find out. This one I'm interested in.
And I've actually learned a lot from her, and so far we've been good, and we share common goals and ideas, and I feel in a kind of way, we're compatible. I would say I picked the right choice.
Oh, yes, I'm a part of that. They want to continue together. Well, the entire Wake Up Nigeria team is wishing Leo and Yemi all the best in this new journey of life. We hope it leads somewhere nice, and of course, we are keeping our fingers crossed for sure.
Okay, that was an interesting one to watch. So now, what do you think about the idea of this blind date? Do you think they would have a successful story?
Well, from the body language, from what we can only infer from what they've said.
Yeah.
So taking from what the guy said, he talked about how he's not into the whole playboy thing.
Okay.
So he sounds like a straight up guy.
Yeah.
But if it's not going to work, he was going to just end it right there.
Yeah.
The girl looked like she was really enjoying herself. Because I think that in situations like this, it's a little more, maybe it's biased, but I think it's easier to see it on the female's face if she's not enjoying herself.
Okay.
A guy can still want to form like, let's just get it through.
Oh, yeah.
But looking at the female, Yemi, if I'm correct, she seems to be enjoying herself.
Yes.
And if the guy can make her enjoy herself, I think that should ignite a desire to want to do more. So.
Okay, but from the guy's side, we didn't see so much of the body language.
Okay,
so now, as a guy, do you think he was acting, or do you think, from your perspective as a guy, do you think that, okay, just maybe something might happen?
Okay, so I think that, generally speaking,
yes,
guys might not be extremely open immediately like that for a guy, considering they're just meeting for the first time. But seeing him trying to feed her at different times, being able to, just get out of the comfort zone into that seemingly awkward situation shows that he's willing to make it work.
Why do you call it an awkward situation?
Okay, in the sense that I'm meeting for the first time.
Yes.
Feeding yourself is a little intimate, if I use that word.
Okay.
Okay. So, and that happening at your first date, for me, I think it's courageous.
It's courageous. So you don't think that these people might actually just be so much in sync that at this point they're just like, you know what, like I'm so into this guy, or I'm so into this girl, I'll start feeding.
It's possible, but I won't say 100%. It's possible. And then considering maybe their personality types, do you get their personality types? I think both of them are more on the low-key kind of person, so there's not so much jumping around and all that.
Okay, I get you.
But I think that from the girls enjoying the situation, from the guys taking out time to, as in coming out of the comfort zone, to enjoy the time too, I think there's actually a chance if they talk and are open to themselves.
Okay, thank you so much. Well, we do wish them all the best, and we hope that they actually have a relationship that kicks off and hopefully get married.
Yeah.
Moving on, it's time for us to take 180 seconds travel, and we're checking out a beautiful safari park in the heart of Malawi. Enjoy this.
You are welcome to another edition of 180 Seconds Travel. Today, we are heading over to a beautiful safari park in Africa called Inyika National Park. Inyika National Park is located in northern Malawi with a small portion in northeastern Zambia. Founded in 1965, it is the biggest of all the national parks in the country, with no less than 3,200 kilometers of beautiful rolling scenery. The high number of rivers and impressive waterfalls explain Inyika's name. Inyika means where the water comes from. It is composed by a succession of hills with breathtaking views, valleys of Miombo woodland, and evergreen forest. Often compared to wilderness areas in Europe, Nyika has tourist attractions like Chisanga Falls, where the North Rukuru River falls off the plateau, to the Lira district, Neolithic rock shelter, trout pools, and even a magic lake. Leopard, antelope, zebra abound. The park is also known for its wildlife, with other animals like birds, butterflies, and so on. The flora of the plateau include gladioli, delphiniums, and is home to over 200 species of orchids. Visitors can try out insima with chambo dish, Malawian futali, mandazi, mbatate, and other finger-licking meals. Want to go on a fun adventure in Nyika? Well, there are quite a number of fun activities like mountain biking, where you can discover plateau with great domes of hills and gentle slopes. Go on a walk with your friends and family, or go fishing. Now you know you will be welcome to an exclusive stay at Nyika National Park that spoils guests with a prime occasion. That's it on 180 seconds travel, and until next time, keep seeing the world.
Thank you for staying with us. We have here in the studio award-winning gospel artist, film composer, film and music composer, and actor, Tope Alabi. Of course, she's not alone here.
Yes.
Okay.
So we have another award-winning gospel artist, popular for his Fuji style of gospel music, the one and only Mike Abdul. Now, they're both here to tell us about their music, their unique style, and the business side of it all. Welcome.
Two legends of gospel music in the house. It's great to have you. You are welcome. You are welcome. Now, gospel music has really evolved over the years. It's now something that a number of people aspire to. It didn't used to be so. Let's talk about the evolution. You have you've been there for a very long time. Let's talk about the evolution. How would you compare it when you started as it is at this point?
The margin is too much because when we started, it was as if we're doing nonsense and nobody wanted to listen to us. But today, it's another story entirely. So we bless God.
How did he get to this? How did he get to this stage?
How did he get to this?
How did he get to this?
Can you please
how did it happen? Did he just out of the blues and gospel artists now have respect? You now go and now there's now good remunerations and all of that. Did it just happen like that, or what was it?
Yeah, it wasn't always easy. Of course, thank you to people like Sister Tope Alabi who encouraged some of us. We saw the strides, we saw what people like her did, and we felt, okay, we want to take it further, we want to make it better, and all of that. And I think, we decided to get out of the box, I think. Get out of the box, you understand, take it closer to the people, instead of waiting for the people to come to church, we thought, let's make their homes churches. Yes. You understand? Take it to their homes. Take
churches to their homes.
Take it to their homes and make their home a church. And it's been different.
So it must have been such a risk back then, as far back as the 90s, where in many churches they were still singing hymns in English. If you didn't have a hymn book open, you were not singing and praising God. And then suddenly there's music in our mother tongue, in that we can carry around with us in the cassette tape, and you were a very big part of that. How did you decide to take that risk?
I saw them doing it, and I think it's an avenue to proclaim the gospel. And I did it, and you know, they accepted it, and this is where we are today.
And okay, so recently, Tope Alabi, you've been in the blogs and on the news. You've been trending for a particular video. You've been trending.
Wow.
Very, very recently.
Yeah,
you know, I think we have a clip of that video.
Yes, we have a clip. I think we have a clip of it.
We want to see the video. You know, you've been, and there's a lot people have to say about that video and all of that. Maybe we should see it and then we get to talk.
There were a lot of comments on that.
First one is, how can somebody have why do you have a problem with this? Beautiful. David's own self was even would have been extra.
Energy.
I'm thinking that David was around now. This best self would have. He would just. This is crazy. But what was going through your mind at that moment? What were you doing at that moment?
In a nutshell, I needed that dance. It was at my father's burial.
Okay.
And the praise was organized by most my gospel artist friends to just worship God after the wake up. And I need to worship God. I just need to.
Wow.
It's not easy to bury your father. Some people died before their father died.
Wow.
So if you're spiritual, you know that you need, as a spiritual person, you know you need that dance.
Mike, Abdul, talking about praising, because this is praising and worshiping God with reckless abandon. That is something that a number of people, you know, there's that people expect you to be comport and compose whenever you're in the presence of the Lord and all of that. What do you have to say about things like that?
Well, I quite understand it, but it just keeps us away from the real thing. You understand what I'm saying? I think for us, God really expects us to come the way we are. See, you can't be holy without God. You understand what I'm saying? So you cannot say, oh, before I go to God, I want to be holy before I get to him. How do you want to do it? You cannot do it. You understand? He's the one that will make you holy. So that's why Jesus said, come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden. I will give you rest. You understand? So we see it that way. So we kind of try to change what the climate of music is so that the culture too can be influenced.
You see that climate of music you spoke about?
So sorry. Mike, let me just throw this one in here. I want to talk about that connection you started talking about now. I want to key in because it's difficult for many to stay connected with God when they've started making a certain amount or a certain type of income. You know, a lot of money has started coming in, a lot of fame, the accolades, the awards, you know, the invitations are coming in. How do you keep that connection going so that you can write more songs?
Sister Tope.
Yes.
Well, I would say, seriously, I would say that, like you said, it's very, very easy. You know, the cares of the world can really, really, you understand, take you away. You can drift a lot, you know. That's why personal revival is good. That's why we encourage people to have their quiet time, times of prayers.
That's what we call fellowship.
Amazingly, that is why people do the Jerusalem pilgrimage.
Okay.
It's a form of refreshing. It's a form of revival. You understand what I'm saying? To play back what Christ did on the cross. You understand what I'm saying? You know, live through that experience. You understand what I'm saying? And connect. Make sure you're consistently in the presence.
But your own connection, Sister Tope, is on another level. How many albums now? How many? How many pilgrimages does that equate to? You know, I'm just trying to. So every single song reconnects. And it's hard to understand how. Do you have any idea?
If you go to God every day, you don't do fellowship. I do tell people you don't do fellowship in the morning, only in the morning. You can do it in the afternoon. You can do it in the evening. You can do it in the middle of the night. You can do it. Just make sure you don't move away from God at all, so that you get connected every time. So it's very, very easy for you to compose, to bring out something good, hearable. So I think we can't stop connecting because we do not stop fellowshipping with the Holy Spirit.
That's so.
So, and going to Jerusalem is another thing entirely. You go to, is a time, he has said it all, that we have to go to Jerusalem to talk to God, it's a time of refreshing. That's just it.
Okay, now something I really want to ask, because a number of gospel artists coming up, this has been a bone of contention when it comes to ministry and finances. This is something I want both of you to talk from your own personal experiences. Where do you draw? How do you draw this line? A gospel artist would have to go to a studio. You'd have to spend money, but you have some people who come and tell you that this is ministry. Freely you have received, freely give. And then we have cases where some gospel artists have been called and say, look, if I don't get this amount, I am not coming. It has happened. Let's talk about finances. How do you, as an upcoming gospel artist, how do you advise somebody? How do you manage, when it comes to ministering and then having to make money? Since a lot of artists, that's the only thing they do.
Yes.
How do you manage from your personal experience?
The church just have to understand. They just need to understand that these people, they go to studio to pay. I know when my husband still have a studio, I know how much we collect from each artist that comes to us. So and another thing is that the artist will be going to the church with some other people like the drummer, the backup singers, and everything. And those people, there was a time in my life when I was not charging. I don't charge church. I'll just tell them I'll be coming. But after the administration, they'll just hold my hands and they pray for me. That God bless you. God take you higher. Fine, it's good. But then I just discovered that those my band members start going away. I'll just tell them we have program next tomorrow. They say no problem, and they won't come.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So it is, we need the churches to understand us, that we have to pay some people and we have to, pay some bills. We have to do some things.
Let's head to the kitchen. But while we're heading there, Mike, maybe you can share with us your own experience. Let's head back.
I don't think we still have another video that we were planning.
Are we eating in the kitchen?
Yes, you are.
We actually have another video that we had standing by. I'm not sure if we have time to still play that one.
Okay. Welcome to the kitchen, Mark.
Yes,
welcome.
Welcome.
All right.
Cool.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have Chef
Sandra
here, and she put up this wonderful. We don't say freely you have received, freely give. We have something wonderful for you. So you have, this is so very fast, Chef Sandra. Can you tell us what we have here? Yes.
This is creamy mushroom chicken pasta.
Okay. Yeah. And what we did in the kitchen was mix a lot of great ingredients.
Yes.
Would you like to tell us a few of the ingredients so that they can have a taste?
All right. While we get this to them, so just have.
We have the chicken fillets, mushroom, garlic, onions, basil leaf.
So there's chicken in there. There's, black pepper. There's
the way you're looking, I hope you're not fasting. Both of you are not fasting.
Fasting. Please have a taste.
Are you fasting? Let's go.
Please have a taste.
Hope you're not fasting, though. You can have a taste if you're not fasting.
Please have a taste. Who's going to go first? Who's going to try first?
Men love food, too.
Okay, so while they're still deciding who will go first, it's been a wonderful time on the show. Thank you for being a part of this show. And of course, a big shout out to all our guests, to the wonderful Tope Alabi, and of course, Mike Abdul for coming on show. Thank you so much.
And,
thank
you.
Thank you so
More
much.
boost to your elbows.
Thank you.
Greater heights.
Thanks for inspiring generation.
Thank you.
We are going to be back here again tomorrow morning from 6 a.m., y'all. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.
Bó ti wù kókó náà pọ̀ tó ọkàn mi balẹ̀ mọ́.